Yeah, there we go. Another project. We got the twins. Well, big brother and mini me anyways. And we're gonna take it back, do some work on it. There's Mike giving us a thumbs up, waving. Hi Mike, how you doing? Okay, let's get going. In for some gas. You can see the twins are nice and happy. See if you can guess where we are. Zoom into the background here, check that out. Well, there's Mike playing around in the truck before we fix it.
I think this one's going to need a little work.
Hey, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we're working on our 2009 Ram pickup. It's a 1500 series and it has the 5.7 liter Hemi in it. It's got the Hemi Tick, so it's got a bad lifter in it. I believe we're gonna pull the codes off of it for you, and we're gonna find a 300 code and then a specific cylinder code. Sounds like it's on the passenger side, so it'll be probably a 303, 305, something like that. Just gonna use our inexpensive generic scanner to do that. Don't need anything too fancy. We'll figure out which cylinder's bad. And we're not going to take the time to take the heads off and replace the valve train and the cam. We're just going to replace this engine. I have a spare one sitting on the stand. You've seen it in my previous video. I'll put the link up, and it's about the same mileage as this truck, and it's a good running engine, so we'll just throw that right in here. And then later on we'll dig into this one and see what failed on it. If you could hit the subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, leave some comments, it all helps us out. I'm gonna go fire it up, see what we got. I hear that clicking away pretty good. Here we've got our check engine light is on. We're going to plug the scanner in and we'll go down here. See your port right there. Let's see what we get. Well, there's our 300. That's a random misfire. Expected to see that one. That's the only one that's there. Huh. Well, that doesn't tell us which cylinder's bad. Today, we're going to be changing the engine outside because I still have some long-term projects tied up in the garage. But that's okay because we're going to roll the tools out here and we're going to do this engine swap right here, right outside. So I put these boards down. I'll show you them in a minute here. So there you see I've put some thick plywood down. I know, money bags, right? With the price of wood nowadays, but I got these donated to me. And they're not useful for too much, but they're great for parking a vehicle on. They're about the size of a pallet, and I've got them all the way on to the back of the truck, so we should be able to get in there and get that engine out of there, and we should be able to use the engine lift and everything still. So let's get started. Yeah, it takes care of the battery. Next, I'm going to get the oil and the antifreeze out of it. Now we can start getting some of this other stuff disconnected. Wow, okay. I don't have to worry about leaving that intact. Gonna have to fix that. Clearly someone did not know what they were doing. That's gonna be a big job. Plus side is now I know what's wrong with the air conditioning. Okay, so someone's definitely been in here before. You see we got a problem here. That's supposed to go in there, along with this guy. Okay, so we're still working on the ram. We got the old engine out. We got the replacement engine sitting in there. I wanted to give you a little tech tip. You can see on the driver's side engine mount. Let's see if we can get you down there. Right there. You get those two cross bolts. But this plate, this mount, goes all the way back to the transmission and bolts in the differential. So what I found, I'll bring you underneath the truck. There you go. There's the mount here. Here's the, it can bolt up a few ways. There's the one through bolt, and there's these two. What you want to do, you want to take these 4 bolts out. One there. To do that, you're going to have to get these through bolts out, but take that top one out, take this one out, and the 2 on the front side, because that saves you from having to unbolt it from the differential and also on the transmission if you're not pulling the transmission out. So you can see that it comes all the way back there. You can get the starter out with that bracket on. But that's the entire engine mount. It runs through here, bolts to the transmission bell housing, bolts to the differential, front diff, and bolts up to the block. Put these bolts in. Sorry, it's a little hard to hold the camera and get the bolt started, but we'll give it our best go. Ooh, might have succeeded. So there you go. I got both bolts started. I'm going to tighten that up and carry on. It's been a bit of a thrash. We've got the engine in there to the point where we can start it. So we're about to hit the key, see what happens. Now I've run this engine on the stand, I know it runs, but I've never had exhaust on it, so I don't know how good it's going to sound. Let's find out. Not too bad. Sounds a little loud right now, but it's been sitting for a while, so we'll see if it comes out of it. Also, we don't have any coolant in it now, and that tends to quiet these down quite a bit, especially with the aluminum heads. So we'll see what happens when we get all that hooked up, see how it sounds, see how it drives. Got all the sensors hooked up, ran it a little bit to let the valve train pump up. So we're gonna try it again. We've let it cool down a little bit. Still don't have coolant in it, so we can't run it long. And we're gonna fire it up one more time. I think we got rid of most of that valve clatter. Let's find out. 3, 2, 1. That sounded much better, so we're gonna continue on, put this all together. Once you get, like I said, once you get the coolant in there, it actually quiets it down a little bit more. Gets, you know, put something in the block, absorb some of that sound. So we'll see how it sounds when it's all back together. We're getting a little bit of lifter noise at idle, but I'm not entirely convinced that it is a lifter problem, because I am getting a code for the MDS solenoid, and that might be causing the issue. So I'm going to show you how to check those, how to change them, and we'll see if it cleans it up at all. But I'll start it up so you can have a listen. There you can hear a little noise. Wait till it idles down. There it goes away. Sounds pretty normal right now. Just wait till it idles down. And there we go. Not a normal lifter noise, so we're going to take a look at that. Okay, so we're going to pull the intake off, pull the number 4 solenoid out, that's the code we're getting, and see if that helps us out. So that's not normal lifter noise for when you have a bad lifter. It's kind of odd that it has a range that it comes into, and if you get this up over 1,000 RPM, then it goes away again. Okay, let's get this intake off so we can try to deal with the problem on this truck. Those of you that have the factory wiring harness on this, you gotta be careful. You're gonna have to reach in behind and undo this back here, because they're very short and you can easily break this short runner intake motor or valve or servo, whatever you want to call it. This truck, I'm lucky that I have the extended wiring harness on it. Oh, look at that. Harness is unplugged. Oh, before we go replacing it, let's just try plugging that back in. Okay, so I found that this harness was loose actually. Thought I'd double check those, I guess not. give that a try, see what happens. Obviously we still have some noise, so we're gonna have to do the cam and lifters, I guess. It sucks. It is what it is. Well, today we've got a couple trucks with the same problem. As you can see, we've got a Dodge Ram. This is a 2009, and it's got the Hemi Tick. It's got a bad cam, bad lifters. And then we got a 2010 Dodge Ram Sport, also with the same problem.
Sounds like that. Not very good, is it?
So what we're going to do on this video, we're going to pull the heads off, pull the timing cover off, and we're going to replace the cam and the lifters in the truck. The other one, we're going to replace the engine. And we're going to do it both ways, see which one's better. I can tell you right now, this way is going to be a little bit cheaper, probably a lot cheaper. Replacing the engine is fairly expensive, but this is far more labor intensive, believe it or not. So let's get to it, see how it goes. And remember, do me a favor, subscribe, hit the likes, ring the bell, leave some comments. It all helps us out.